Recently, we have been moving house, and as I was going through the garage and packing and organising all sorts of wonderful things, you know what joy is involved at a time like that, I came across this thing. Now this, I think, is my first ever smartphone. I had mobile phones before this, of course, but I think this is the first ever smartphone, and some of you will recall this. This is the Nokia Communicator, and what a wonderful bit of kit it is. If I charged it up and popped a SIM card in, I bet it still works. And it was amazing, and I saw this, all sorts of nostalgia came flooding back. So I walked into my house, I saw my kids and said, "Kids, look what I found here." And they looked at me, to be fair, more strangely than they would normally do, and they had no idea what this was, and so I had to explain to them what this device is. So I thought, well, you know what, we run a fintech company, we're a leading company globally. I'll walk into the office and I'll talk to our staff. So I walked in and I said, "Have a look at this, team, look what we've got here." And nobody could identify what it was. And it was at that moment I realised that we actually employ people now who are younger than this handset. Isn't that incredible? And that's how far we've come. And I remember walking down Ilkley High Street in West Yorkshire in the UK, a long time ago clearly, and I sent a fax whilst I was walking on here. I used it to send a fax, did that and popped it back in my pocket, and I felt great. I just sent a fax while I was on the move. Look how mobile I was, look how free I was, look how efficient I was being. And now fast forward to where we are today, and even this little video here has been recorded on my iPhone, and how prolific the smart devices have become. And as a firm, we've got some great questions and great opportunities, don't we, about how do we engage with our clients? Where are they spending time? Because if we're not spending time or we're not present in the environments where they are, we can't really engage, can we? And that's where the mobile phone comes into its own, because 90% now distribution, according to Gartner, across the US, Australia, the UK, South Africa and other developed economies. And with it being as such a huge distribution, then this is where clients are. RSM did some research recently where they showed us that we now have, for the first time since the Industrial Revolution, 5 generations working in the same environment. So we have great-grandparents and great-grandchildren in the same working environment and the same common technology that runs throughout those demographics. It's the smartphone, it's the tablet. And so the opportunity for firms is to engage. That's so exciting, but also to deliver services and tools and functions and access to information so much more efficiently. It also is a terrific way of helping to attract the right type of new client. So when you're considering your client engagement plans, when you're considering communications, when you're considering marketing, remember how far we've come from the days of having a Nokia Communicator and sending faxes and winning business that way, all the way through to now where you can be present 24/7 in a way that's efficient for the client and for you. Save time, generate new fees. Exciting, isn't it? Anyway, little trip down memory lane. If you've got one of these or something like that, love to hear about it, or how you've seen the profession change and where you see the opportunities are now. Talk soon.